Don't you want devoted followers who leave their families for you, give their money to you, give their bodies to you, give up their lives for you, consider you God, and will kill for you? Don't you want to become a cult leader? Since the death of God, there's been a vacancy open. You could fill that void.
Hey, want to listen to some tunes?
Yo, MF.
We out here ending lives. If I die tonight, I'ma make it look pretty. Yeah, I'm in your spot, yeah, I'm in your city. Acting real rude, that attitude. Acting real goofy, but if I cuss you out, I'ma make it look pretty.
Are you up for a joyride later?
Where do you want to take me?
Guess. Guys, what do I do with this sketchbook? I'm too scared to use it out of fear of ruining it. Paper quality is so nice. It's so pretty I can't bring myself to use it.
I've had it for over 2 years.
One thing about me is I will never understand artists who prefer spiral-bound sketchbooks. You know, the sketchbooks that hold the paper together with that little springy thingy. If you're an artist who can function with a sketchbook like that, let me know how, because I could never use one of those sketchbooks. Because I could never do full sketchbook spreads like this. You see how my portrait that I'm doing today is on both pieces of paper and it looks perfect still? I just love spreads like this so much. For my sketchbooks personally, I could never give this up for just a spring in the middle of my sketchbook that gets in the way when I draw. And you know, sometimes when you have a spiral bound sketchbook and you're drawing on the left page and then it makes that indent in your hand and it hurts. Spiral bound sketchbooks are just pain. I don't see any reason why you would get a spiral bound sketchbook unless you were gonna rip the pages out at the end. I'm sorry for the slander, the spiral bound sketchbook slander, but I just can't handle it, and that's my sketchbook hot take. So sorry if you disagree, but I'm just speaking my truth. Let me know what you think of this portrait down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in my next TikTok. Bye. Love ya.
Guys?
Guys?
Hi, I'm Leah, and I filled 7 sketchbooks in a year, and here's how maybe you can too. 1.
Get a smaller, crappier sketchbook. It's not cheating, you're just not gonna fill those 200 pages very quickly, so start with something small. Once you can finish that in a month, then move up in size. 2. Draw what scares you. For me, it's cars, so I just draw a lot of cars. 3. Do gestures. This will keep you loose and fill your pages in a short time. 4. Work in materials you can't erase. This will make you quick and decisive. Don't be scared that it'll look bad, because it might. Lean into how permanent.
Your lips were soft like winter. In your passion, I was lost.
Do not get this sketchbook. It's fallen apart on me so many times. This is the Artist Loft hardcover watercolor book, and it's worked for me for a few months until this happened. Right now, I'm using the Paul Rubens watercolor journal, and it's worked really well for me. But also, everyone's been asking me what kind of supplies I use for my art, so I'm going to tell you basically all the materials that I've been using recently. Specifically for commissions, I'm using the Strathmore watercolor paper so I can tear it out individually. A big part of my art is using gold ink, so I use the Winsor & Newton gold ink in 30 mils. This is what makes my art look like a storybook, and it's kind of characteristic of my personal style. For watercolors, I really like using the Winsor & Newton Cotton watercolor paint set. It's very transparent, and I kind of get the effect that I want. I don't have specific brushes, but this liner brush allows me to do details. I have a liner brush, and I also have a thicker brush for shading. For flat brushes, I only have 2. They allow me to blend things really, really nicely, especially this really thick one. For ink, I only have 4 different types. These are really waterproof, but the only caveat is that although I get different sizes and they work really well for me, they run out of ink really, really quickly. So you might have to budget for those.
Is it weird that I don't want to fill this sketchbook up because I like the cover so much? Like, I look back at this sketchbook and I get, like, geeked about, like, how thick it got, and I still have to do a sketchbook tour of it. And for some reason, my brain is, like, not ready. I did this on the cover part. This is what's typically on the cover part, and, yeah, covering that up has now made my brain massively insecure. But I also feel like I could do like a little freaked out, panicky, anxiety-driven-esque drawing here with Zoe. Or some other stuff. I'm not sure. Because who said sketchbooks have to look
So I bought a cool new sketchbook from TikTok shop recently, and it finally came today. The front and back look really nice, and it turning this book into an alternative sketchbook for my class.
Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will see a world where men are free. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no wars, when we have learned what Christmas is for, when we have found what life's really worth, then there'll be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be, someday in a world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you and me.
Book Repair Edition.
Don't feel like drawing. That's fine. Let's protect and repair our sketchbooks instead. I'll fill in the bird by damaging and add a new cardboard backing. Grab some cardboard trash from your trash shelf. Broke it out. Oh my god, almost perfect. Measure Diva up and get to slicing. Fabulous. Why is Palpatine so big? Contact paper time. Smooth out. Done both sides. Beautiful time for theater sketchbook. Label printer. Perfect. Add more stickers. Repeat with contact paper. Slay all done. Now your sketchbooks are protected.
I always like to make my sketchbooks look as thick and messy as possible. This goal pushes me to think of outside of the box ways to fill up pages. I'll rip pages out, make new pages, sticking found objects and trash in it. I remember once I taped pieces of a broken phone onto a page. Working with multimedia in a sketchbook in a place where it doesn't really have to look good really helps the creative gears going in your brain. So while leaving no empty space in a sketchbook is also a good practice, a really fun one is to stick trash and found objects in. I think I'm going to start a series showing a few ideas on how to bulk up your sketchbook. Follow me if you're interested.
Thank you for your love. Thank you for the heart. There'll never be a long and lonely night again. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the heart. Girl, please don't ever let me be alone again.
Artist Project Update. Finished stack. This is a part of a story pitch, so it will only be 30 pages long. 3 more to go.
Got a new sketchbook and making a silly sign. Don't mind the tissue, I'm using it so the lead doesn't smudge.
We wrap the whole wide world in a wet band. Put the whole wide world in her hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. His hands.
Show your process.
Well, first I draw this head, then I erased some of the more detailed features. And 1, 2, 3, a circle!
I was able to finish sketching this entire comic page in 40 minutes because I do improv comic making. At least that's kind of what I call it. Some context, I have to basically illustrate like one entire comic issue for class. And so I've been trying to find the most efficient way to do comics. I usually never do them traditionally, but I've learned that doing traditional comics speeds up my processing time so much faster. And then also I use pen, so I can't really go back and erase. So whatever I put down, I really have to commit to. That's kind of where the improv part comes in, as well as the dialogue. I did start this comic with an outline of basically like the scenes and like the big things, but the specific dialogue I am doing on the fly, along with like page layouts, set pieces, things like that. I found this works the best for me because I typically overthink like my comics and like my layouts and like, does this page look good enough? But when it comes down to it, the point of the comic is to communicate the story. And if the story is being communicated, then I've done my job. Do keep in mind that this is just the first draft. So if I'm sketching something and I'm doing it with pen and I'm like, oh, that didn't really translate well, or I kind of fucked up on this part, I'm gonna take it into Procreate to do the actual line art, so there's still an opportunity to make edits and small revises. But if you just need to get a comic done and you find yourself paralyzed with the idea of even starting, improv comic making might be for you. It makes the process for me a lot more enjoyable and a lot less tedious. How do y'all, start and finish your comics?
Un pato que va cantando alegremente cuá cuá cuando se encuentra un mundo gato miau miau para cantar bossa nova. Un ganso se entusiasmó alegremente cuá cuá para cantar hacia la gente cuá cuá y un perrito que estaba empezó a cantar.
There's no such thing as love, it's fantasy.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Okay, well, what is it that I'm missing then?
I think you know when you feel it.
I guess we can just agree to disagree.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's your whole life. So like even from your
Past.
parents' meeting.
And you just fill it out?
Favorite holiday memory, biggest adventure I've ever had, my first crush.
What's the last page?
That's the end of it. What I think heaven will look like.
I don't like that.
Oh, excuse me, here's the one before it. The day I transplant my mind into a new body that will last another 100 years.
Oh my god. What?
Crazy kids all like the bitches also. Let 'em in, 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 let 'em in. Crazy kids all like the bitches also. Let 'em in.
In the early 1950s, post-Captain America, Jack Kirby's partner Joe Simon pitches a character called the Spider-Man. It's rejected. He takes it to C.C. Beck, the creator of Captain Marvel. They call it the Silver Spider. It's very Shazam. They take it to Harvey Comics, they make some more changes. It doesn't get published. Later, Simon and Kirby turn it into The Fly. A few years later, Stan Lee wants a teenage superhero. Jack Kirby probably reminds him of The Fly. Changes are made, Steve Ditko comes on board, and we have Spider-Man. Here's a trick that John Romita used to draw the webs. Pay attention to those curved lines on the cylinder. You want to draw the webbing lines the opposite of the direction the curved lines are going. Here's another example in perspective. The only place where the web pattern stays the same is the front of Spider-Man's face and his chest. Here's some examples when he's inking over Gil Kane.
I'm an artist and a hopeless romantic. I spend most of my day in my head overanalyzing almost everything. I know I'm weird. I'm learning to love that.